After a big win over one of their biggest rivals, Florida State is right back at home as they take on the Louisville Cardinals at high noon on Saturday. Welcome to your Seminoles.com game preview, sponsored by shop.seminoles.com. I'm Lane Hurt. After defeating Miami in dramatic fashion in front of a prime-time sold-out audience, it would be easy to get caught up in the emotions of such a significant victory. For this group of Seminoles, they know that game is over.
It was a great game, and some people were just caught up on the emotion. And plus, that's a rival game too. But you got to be mature about it. Let it go.
One of the big things Jimbo talks about is play the next game. So we got that win. We enjoyed that win. Now it's time to focus on Louisville.
When you talk about Louisville's offense, look no further than quarterback Lamar Jackson. He is the 7th leading rusher in the ACC and the conference's leading rusher as a quarterback. He can beat you with both his arm and his legs, and make no mistake about it, Florida State is well aware of what Jackson brings to the table.
Yeah, I see him on film enough. I didn't sleep much last night before. He gives me a headache. That guy can throw it. He can run. We recruited him. I liked him out of high school. I thought the guy was a very dynamic player now. And he's a really, really good player. And run it, throw it, everything.
Great quarterback. Like I was telling those guys over there, my quarterback is very good. They have a real good line, They're real good with their hands, real good with their feet. Great back, You have real good speed.
With a mobile quarterback such as Jackson, the key for this game is how the Seminoles rush the passer. Talking to Lawrence-Stample, he mentions that it is so important to be disciplined when you rush a mobile quarterback.
You have to be really, really consistent, and I think the biggest thing when it comes to being consistent with a mobile quarterback is not only the pass, which people would think because he can maneuver and really, if you're not in your pass lanes, rush lanes, stuff like that, he can get up and run. It's 11 men you're playing against in the run. So instead of having a running back, you have a running back and a quarterback that are both running at you. So you have an extra blocker in the box. So that plays a huge key to having to make sure that you're playing your fits. Everyone has to do everything right.
Now for a look at Florida State's offense versus Louisville's defense, here's Jonathan Shalacy.
Once again, Louisville has a pretty good defense. They rank 12th in the nation and 1st in the ACC in interceptions. They also rank in the top 20 in the nation for first downs allowed as well as turnovers gained.
They got some stout guys up front like Rankins. These guys, they create problems on the offensive line. These guys can't get to the second level on the run plays, and he creates pressures on the quarterback. So I feel like the defensive line really causes the problems up front, and the linebackers are able to fit in the gaps and stop big runs and get penetration on the passes. So I feel like moving that defensive line is going to be big for us this game.
As Wilson Bell said, Rankings is the guy they have to key on. He's a big reason why the Louisville Cardinals have such a good defensive line.
He's a pain now. He's a load. He's strong, quick, powerful. He is a really, really good football player. You got to know where he's at, and who's blocking him, and what's going on. You can get penetration, take on double team. And then he's so quick. Very rarely do you get a guy with power and quickness to that extent. He can play.
Since the Cardinals are so good up front, the Seminoles will have to match that. The 5-down linemen for the Seminoles are going to have to create holes for Dalvin and going to have to protect Everett Golston if this offense wants to get going.
It's the Noles and the Cards at high noon on Saturday right here inside Doak Campbell Stadium. And of course, Seminoles.com has everything you need before, during, and after the game. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, and of course video highlights and post-game reaction. And senior writer Tim Linnefelt will have his analysis as well. That'll wrap up things for now. Make sure you're inside Doak Campbell Stadium on Saturday. Go Noles!